before he became one of the purest scorers basketball has ever seen, before the gold medals, the bright lights of Madison Square Garden, and the thin air of Denver, Carmelo Anthony was just a skinny kid from Baltimore.
When you grow up in the shadows, you either get swallowed by them or you learn how to shine away.
I just felt like I can never reach that.
They kill your dreams before you even have a chance to dream.
What I went through, it ain't sweet. Like, you don't just make it to the NBA like that. You don't just have 18 years in the NBA like that. So I wanted to start from the beginning.
They said he made scoring look easy, effortless, inevitable, but behind every shot was a story.
My game?
I know I can score. 8, 9, 10 years old, I knew I can score. I'm gonna get a bucket some way, somehow.
My confidence is telling me that to just shoot it and it's gonna go in.
And I'm dedicating my whole life, to the game of basketball.
From the streets of Baltimore to the world's biggest arenas, he built his legacy one shot at a time.
Think about basketball when I'm out there on the court. I feel the emotion. I feel the love for the game. I feel the passion for the game.
A story of pride, perseverance, and the pursuit of greatness, even when the world tried to write him off.
Nobody should, create your reality for you.
As long as I got my respect for my peers, that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
This is the story of Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony was born on May 29, 1984 in Red Hook, Brooklyn. His father, Carmelo Sr., passed away from cancer when Melo was just 2 years old. That left his mother, Mary, to raise Melo and his siblings alone.
My dad passed when I was 2, right? So I was raised by my mom, my brother, sister, that side of the family.
I was born in Red Hook, Brooklyn. So people who know Red Hook is like, it's like an island within the island. It's one way in, one way out of Red Hook. You know what I'm saying? So you don't go outside of Red Hook. I never knew Manhattan. I never knew the Bronx. I just never did that.
This is the court where Melo first shot his basketball to official 10 feet regulated hoop, right here. This was the apartment that we lived in. This was the window he used to stick his head out of all the time when he couldn't come outside. This was the window.
I spent 8 years here, and then every summer until I was 15.
This was the court. This is where he started at. This was where he started playing basketball 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old.
I was outside watching and in the mix and people playing basketball and I'm running on the court. I'm interrupting the game and I watch my brother out the window and just going outside trying to emulate his moves.
And I'm just a product of that environment, man, and I'll never forget that ever. I'll never forget that moment.
When he was 8, the family moved to Baltimore, and while Baltimore gave Melo his toughness, it also meant he had to fight his way through the temptations of the streets.
I moved in there in the summer of '92. In June of '92, it was the worst summer Baltimore has ever had.
It was tough, man. Every hood got the same story at the end of the day, but going from New York, Brooklyn, in the height of the early 90s, that crack era hitting, it's like I'm growing up in that. I didn't know it, but I'm growing up in that. And then I go from that situation to be more, it's like,
worse.
It was worse, but I thought it was better. I'm out the projects now, but I'm in the house. I'm in the row house. I'm like, okay, bedroom a little bigger, another extra room in there. You know what I'm saying? I feel good, but
I had to find a way to fit in. I have no friends. When I was 13, 14, it's like, man, what is life? I ain't making it out of here. There's no way I can make it out of here.
That's what made me tougher. I know in the back of my mind, I gotta get out of here. Like, you see what I gotta walk back home through that? This is not for me. I don't want this no more.
I had everything though, as far as experience, people fighting, slap boxing, dope right there on the stoop, you walking outside, you kicking needles, you running past, the cells over here to go play ball and you hit gunshots and you just, it's nothing.
Another day, you're numb to it.
I'm numb to it. I became immune to that.
Basketball wasn't just a sport for Melo, it was an escape.
I knew how to get to it as a kid. I knew I had to fight. I got to push somebody into the fence. When I score, I got to, you know what I mean? Like, it was like, you got to exert that energy as a kid. You learn that as a kid.
I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland.
And where I'm from, it ain't no backing down. I don't care what challenge it is, ain't no backing down.
So in Baltimore, coming from New York with that flashiness and, I didn't know what the hell I was doing at 9 years old. But when you get down there, it's like, oh, I can take my toughness on top of this grittiness and this environment that I'm in. Oh, this is a win-win situation.
Right.
NBA to me was like, no, that's impossible to make it. Like, you get so hammered down and you would never make it. You would never make it. You would never make it. I was saying that since 8th grade. So cancel them basketball dreams and cancel them
You're not
NBA
going to make
dreams.
it. Cancel your dreams.
They not coming to West Baltimore, to Myrtle Avenue to come get you. So get that dream out your head. Like,
by the time he was a teenager, Melo's name was buzzing in Baltimore. His high school journey started at Towson Catholic in 1999.
Going to Catholic school, it was hard coming in there with braids. You know what I'm saying? From the projects, got to take 2 trains, a bus to get to school every morning.
2 hours, 1 hour and a half, train, subway, whatever. Cabs, people on the block. I was always late.
You move a little slow though, bro. You.
Yeah, I do. I do. So imagine 6 a.m., 6:30 Melo. It's like at that age. Every time I would just always like walk in the door, time, boom, as soon as I step foot, the bell will ring. All right, cool, I ain't late.
I was good, but I wasn't the top player in the country. Good. I was locally good. People knew me because I played in the streets. And I played with my neighborhood. Wherever my neighborhood went, that's what we was playing. We played for money, whatever. Whoever you was, we was rocking out. So when I got to Towson Catholic, I brought that with me.
As a skinny point guard, he developed his ball handling skills and shooting touch. And after a major growth spurt in 2001, he was named Baltimore Player of the Year.
And I caught a growth spurt, and I grew like 4.5, 5 inches. I come back my junior year, now I get All Metro Player of the Year, All City County Player of the Year, all like Catholic League Player of the Year. Now everything is kind of falling in place.
As a junior, he was averaging 23 points and 10 rebounds per game. But because he often skipped classes and had terrible grades, Melo was forced to switch schools.
My transcript started being crazy because I was enrolled in 2 schools.
So by the time I get to my junior year, they kicked me out.
They say I had too many tardinesses, lateness, missing classes. Man, I'm ready to get out this school. Like, I'm failing classes, but I don't know why I'm failing the class. Like, for what? So my transcript never was closed on that side. You called it too much trouble. You called it too many problems.
I had braids. It was racism, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't know that I was a part of the racism at that point in time. And
it wasn't I was like bad, it was my tie wasn't straight, my hair was a certain length. I could wear this type of boot, but I can't wear that. Like, you know what I mean? So they was really like
they was picking on me.
Looking for anything.
So by the time my junior year ended,
they told me I had to make my detentions up.
And I'm like, I'm done with that. Like, I ain't about to come in the summer and scrub tables and, you know, wash books. So I'm not, man, it's summertime, man. So I got kicked out, they kicked me out. I had to go to summer school anyway.
So I had to go to summer school. So I missed all camps. I had to go to night school to make up my grades. So I missed every camp.
I remember that.
And then I ended up at Oak Hill, which really changed my whole life.
At Oak Hill, Melo's game flourished. He averaged 21 points and 8 rebounds his senior year, leading his team to a near-perfect record. Oak Hill became the most-watched high school team, and when they matched up against LeBron James and his St. Vincent St. Mary, it felt like the NBA Finals.
When I get to Oak Hill, Bron and them had beat Oak Hill the previous year. I'm like, yo, I gotta play against them. Like, it's on the schedule. We got him. We got to make it happen.
That was one of the first high school games, basketball, that was actually televised, ESPN. I want to say that.
The game was televised nationally. In the highly anticipated matchup, LeBron scored 36 points and Carmelo wasn't far behind with 34 points. Despite LeBron's brilliance, Carmelo's team pulled out a 72-66 victory and finished the season with 32 wins and only 1 loss. After dominating the 2002 McDonald's All-American game and winning the Sprite Dunk Contest, every major college wanted Melo on their roster.
I committed early to Syracuse. My junior year on my birthday. That was like my birthday present to me. And I was still at Towson. So when I get to Oak Hill, I'm like, you get millions of letters. This is what I'm saying. When you walk in the gym, every college coach in America is in there. So they looking at me like, yo, why you commit to Syracuse? And they're like, you know you only committed. You know, you did a verbal.
You don't have to go.
You don't have to go. So I'm saying that, and we playing, and NBA scouts is in there, every practice. The practice was like games. It was better than games.
Better than games.
So,
when it's all said and done, he will become the best diaper dandy ever to wear the Syracuse uniform.
Carmelo committed to Syracuse University, joining legendary coach Jim Boeheim. From the jump, Anthony was dominant. He averaged 22 points and 10 rebounds, playing with poise and confidence far beyond his age.
being at Syracuse and just that whole experience, man, we just clicked. Like, it was just something that clicked. We wasn't doing nothing special.
Right.
And then once we started feeling more confident about ourselves, we're like, oh, we can beat this team? Oh, we can beat them? Oh, we just beat Missouri, they was number 5. We just beat Georgia Tech, they was number 7. Oh, okay.
We know, yeah, all right.
We going into the tournament, and I'm like, look, all we gotta do is get hot at the right time.
That's all it takes.
That's it.
The 2003 NCAA tournament became his playground. In the Final Four against Texas, Melo erupted for 33 points and 14 rebounds. In the championship game against Kansas, he added 20 points and 10 boards, leading Syracuse to their first and only NCAA championship title.
Syracuse is your national champion.
I ain't never think I would do that. I'm gonna be honest. Like, we was a good team, but I ain't never think we was gonna be that good. To go 17-0 at home, I never lost in the Carrier Dome.
Even though he planned to stay for 3 years in college, his beloved coach Jim Boeheim advised him to go to the league.
I'm on campus, I'm like, I never want to leave it. Like, Syracuse Big East is popping up here, like, I'm staying.
Y'all keep chanting 1 more year. I'm going to stay in school for 4 years.
And Boeheim was like, man, if you don't get your get off my campus, man, we ain't trying to hear that. So he really kicked me off the campus, man.
Then I did the press conference with him. The press conference, I'm like, shed a tear, man. Like,
One season, one championship, and just like that, Melo was off to the NBA. The 2003 NBA draft is remembered as one of the greatest of all time. LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and Carmelo Anthony.
we sitting down. It's a picture that me and Bron is sitting like at an angle, and I'm like leaning this way. He's like talking to me. He's like, "Yo, you was there." He's like, "Yo, you next, man. We gonna be playing. You in Detroit. I'm in this rival. Like it's
Detroit,
like
Cleveland, yeah.
Detroit sweatsuits. I'm getting the practice basketballs. I'm getting NBA socks with I'm Detroit Piston in college."
Right.
Melo expected to go number 2 overall, but the Detroit Pistons shocked everyone by picking Darko Milicic.
I thought I was going to Detroit, so Denver was never in my mind.
So you thought you were gonna be the number 2 pick in the draft?
That was sold. It was done.
With the 3rd pick in the 2003 NBA draft, the Denver Nuggets select Carmelo Anthony from Syracuse University.
You're the best player in this draft. What do you know about your game that maybe Cleveland and Detroit didn't?
But I'm an all-around player. I think I can pretty much do everything that from the one position all the way down to the power forward position. I ain't gonna say I'm ready to play a center yet, but yeah, I can do what I can do. I'm just excited. I bring a lot to the court. Basketball is a game of fun. If you ain't having fun, then ain't no need for you to be playing.
Denver had been a laughingstock the year before, finishing with just 17 wins and 0 hopes of making the playoffs. With Melo on the roster, everything changed. He became the first NBA rookie to lead a team in scoring since David Robinson in 1989, averaging 21 points and 6 rebounds per game.
Giving it up to Andre Miller. Alley.
Back in the end. Oh, strong move. Lean up on it. Back pocket. And 6.
Carmelo was named Western Conference Rookie of the Month for every single month of the season. This was a historical achievement, but he ended up losing the Rookie of the Year award to LeBron James, who accomplished the same feat in the East.
You should have won Rookie of the Year.
I should have.
Quiet as kept.
Cole. We could have did Cole. I thought we was gonna be Cole.
Yeah.
You know, they did the G Hill like that.
Yeah.
J-Kidd. So I really thought, okay. And that was part of our story too. Like, we about to be Cole Rookie of the Year. Like we was talking about that.
Right.
And I'm like, man, okay, now I see how my career is gonna go. I see how they gonna look at me. I see what time it is. Just embrace it. I gotta embrace it.
The Nuggets jumped to 43 wins and made the playoffs for the first time in nearly a decade.
I get there and we make the playoffs, right? So we created a culture there in Denver. We changed the uniforms, right? We went from traditional, navy blue and maroon and burgundy to Carolina blue, right? Like it's like sky blue and, you know, Denver blue now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we changed the culture in Denver step by step.
And in the first round, they faced the top-seeded Minnesota Timberwolves. Carmelo struggled mightily against MVP Kevin Garnett, and the Timberwolves won 4-1. However, Melo proved that he belonged among the league's best young stars.
It was hard, but I knew, like, you just felt the energy going into Denver. Like, they threw the ball at me, it's yours. And I was 19 when they did that. I ain't thinking about no pressure. It was just like, this is mine. Ron had Cleveland, D-Wade was in Miami, Bosh was in Toronto. Everybody had their own situation. It wasn't no teaming up back then. Y'all know that. It wasn't no big three, it wasn't none of that. You held your own team down back then, so.
After the season, Carmelo was selected to represent Team USA at the 2004 Olympics, where he got into his first big fight with his coach, something that would later become a far too regular occurrence.
Man, I get to play USA Basketball Olympics after my first year in the NBA. Damn, okay, like this is what it is. Like I can establish myself. This is Dream Team.
How important is it for you guys to win the gold?
It's real important. It's real important. I think that's another stepping stone for myself and for the country, you know, as a whole. But
Larry Brown played Sean Marion and Richard Jefferson instead of Melo and LeBron, and Anthony openly protested due to a lack of playing time.
Right? It was just like, yo, they like what? They playing in front of us? Really? Like that was me and Braun's mentality.
Carmelo was not ready. Carmelo was not ready. He wasn't. And truth be told, neither was I. We had the youngest team of all time, of all the dream teams. We had 8 players under 25.
Brown moved Carmelo to the end of the bench, and USA failed to win Olympic gold for the first time ever. To this day, it's the biggest disappointment in USA basketball history.
I think losing in 04, getting embarrassed in 04, and I remember me and Braun walked off the court and was like, he's like, yo, come on, man, we gotta get off the court. He was like, yo, we're gonna be back.
Anthony's public perception got worse in October of 2004, the start of his second NBA season, when security inspectors at the Denver airport found a bag of marijuana in Anthony's backpack.
I did not know that it was in there. I come out with a statement saying it wasn't mine. Later on, the guy owns up to his mistakes, but they're still saying Melo told him to take that charge. Like, no, I didn't. If it was mine, I man up to it and say it was mine.
Nobody is giving you the blueprint once you get there. Once you get there, you gotta start over. I stayed back in Baltimore my first year, 2 years in the NBA. People don't know this. David Stern had to call my agent and tell him, get him out of there. What is he doing?
In December of that same year, Anthony appeared in Stop Snitchin', an underground DVD circulated in Baltimore to try to intimidate residents to not cooperate with police.
I was home, you know, some guys that was in the neighborhood was on the camera talking, and for some reason, they added that to a Stop Snitching DVD.
I became the villain, but I became a loved villain. I had street love.
I came in this league when I was 19 years old, try to, you know, do a lot of things on my own and not try to ask nobody for no advice, you know, back then because I thought I knew it all, not knowing that I didn't know anything at all.
I'm living by myself, penthouse in Denver. I don't know what to do. It's just go play basketball and figure it out.
Honestly, I was lost. Like, from going from national championship, #3 pick in the draft, now this. That was probably the toughest times that I ever had to go through.
When the next season started, Anthony argued with his Nuggets coach Jeff Bzdelik, who then quickly got replaced by George Karl. In the beginning, everything was wonderful, and Carmelo did his job as a scorer perfectly. His scoring average went up to 21 points per game. Even though he was never interested in playing defense, he directly contributed to winning on the other end of the floor. His sharp jump shot was unstoppable, and he made a bunch of clutch shots that year. The Nuggets finished the season with 49 wins and made the playoffs again, but immediately lost to the San Antonio Spurs in the first round.
I had to really put that year and a half that I've been here and just kind of wipe it off the table and say, I want to start off with a clean plate. Everything. I want to start off with a clean plate. I'm coming to this season with a clean plate. Off the court, on the court, I'm reinventing myself.
The 2005 to 2006 season was Melo's breakout year. Carmelo was no longer just a promising young star. At just 21, he was one of the league's most feared scorers. Whether it was a pull-up jumper, a fadeaway, or a drive to the basket, he made them all.
If it's 10 seconds left I want the ball. I want that pressure. I want that moment.
Because you have the confidence you can
Because I have the confidence, but not just the confidence. I believe that if I get a shot at the rim, it's going to go in.
George Karl said at the time, Carmelo has that confidence that very few players have. He wants the ball with the game on the line, and he believes he's going to make it. The Nuggets leaned heavily on Melo, and he delivered. They finished the season with 44 wins, good enough to make the playoffs. In the first round, Denver faced the Los Angeles Clippers, led by Elton Brand and Sam Cassell. Many expected a close matchup. Instead, the series exposed Denver's weaknesses. Clippers' defense forced Melo into taking tough shots, and he got baited in, shooting under 40% from the field. Denver's offense stalled without a consistent second option, and they lost the series in 5 games, ending the season with another early exit.
I'm always compared to them. You know, I sat back and watched LeBron in the first round and the second round. And I watched Dwayne Wade take the team to the finals, win the championship. All 3 of my years, you know, I've lost in the first round. You know, I got 3 wins in 3 years in the playoffs, you know, which is kind of embarrassing.
The following season was one of the strangest years of Anthony's career, both on and off the court. Melo entered the season looking sharper than ever. Through the first 25 games, he led the entire NBA in scoring with 31 points per game. He was torching defenses with his unstoppable mid-range game, getting to the rim at will, and living at the free throw line. Denver finally had a superstar producing like a true MVP candidate.
Melo's a guy that's, offensively, the game is so easy to this kid, and, he doesn't have to do it all.
If I get a certain amount of space, that I have a chance to put the ball in the hole. And that's a scorer's mentality.
But then, it all came crashing down. In a heated game against the Knicks, a fight broke out. Almost every player from both teams was involved in the brawl.
I was playing great. The team was winning. Then, in a snap of a finger, that incident happened.
Now JR and Nate Robinson is in the crowd. So now I run over there, the coaches, everybody grabbing me, players grabbing me, and I'm like, nobody touch me. And I think Jerry Jeffries or somebody grabbed my neck, and I blacked, knocked his hand down. And at that point, I just swung,
Melo landed the most infamous punch of the fight on Marty Collins, earning a 15-game suspension.
David Stern suspended me out of everybody, 15 games. And I go speak to him, why you do me like that? Man, your rap sheet. You want to be in the streets or you want to be in the NBA? You with a corporation now. From 04 was when I was going through all my dealing with every single thing, but still trying to navigate doing what I got to do on the court. You're going to leave that alone. I know who you with. I know where you live at. I know where they live at. I know when you close your eyes. I know when you wake up. I gotta make an example out of you.
When Melo returned, the Nuggets were a different team. Denver pulled off a blockbuster trade for Allen Iverson, pairing 2 of the league's top scorers.
Holy, okay, we're actually about to do this? Yeah. And he's thinking the same thing, we're actually about to do this.
This is not a situation where I'm coming in trying to be his teacher. It's just about being a teammate and being there if he needs me, and hopefully he's there if I need him.
I was just happy, because that's where I wanted to go. It just seemed like something that I want to be a part of, and I felt like I had an opportunity to win a championship if I got a chance to be on that roster.
The pairing looked unstoppable in theory, but basketball isn't played on paper. In reality, both players thrived with the ball in their hands, and finding the balance proved harder than anyone expected. Melo still averaged a career-high 29 points per game and again made the All-Star team. However, Denver simply didn't have the chemistry and maturity for a serious result, and they finished the season with just 45 wins. In the first round of the playoffs, they faced Tim Duncan and the Spurs, but San Antonio's championship pedigree was too much and Denver fell in 5 games. That season left fans wondering, could Melo be more than just a walking bucket? Could he be a winner?
And I think at that point when he came to Denver, it was almost bittersweet in a sense because of what he was going through in Philly prior to that. But then coming to Denver and exhaling,
you don't have to deal with as much as you did when you were quote unquote the franchise player.
Now we gotta figure out how to make this work. So I think the first season was more happy. It was exciting. It was yo man, AI playing, Melo, AI playing together. Yo, this is fun. This is what we're about to do, what we're about to try to do. It's special.
Then the 2007 season started and the Nuggets doubled down. Melo and Iverson averaged over 25 points each and J.R. Smith added firepower off the bench. Denver was an offensive powerhouse, topping the NBA in points per game that season.
You know, we was, as y'all know, we was the Thuggers back then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We was hardcore. Like,
we had AI was his own character. Like J.R. Smith, his own character. Kmart, his own character. We had all of these. Nene. We had young Nene on our team. So we had Chris Anderson, Birdman.
You wasn't coming in Denver with no easy
coming into Denver
you couldn't breathe. And we started that run and gun pace like that. Trying to score in 7-8 seconds, you know, get the ball up the court, like that was our MO.
They won 50 games, yet only secured the 8th seed in a brutally competitive Western Conference. Their reward? Facing Kobe Bryant and the top-seeded Los Angeles Lakers in the first round. Despite the hype, it wasn't even close and the Nuggets got swept. The series exposed Denver's flaws. Too much one-on-one offense, not enough structure, and no defensive backbone. Denver had tremendous talent, but no identity. The Iverson experiment turned out to be a complete failure. Two masters of isolation trying to find space in the same spotlight. It was never going to work. Over the summer, Carmelo wanted to wash the sour taste of defeat from his mouth and he suited up to play at the 2008 Beijing Olympics. Mike Krzyzewski became the head coach and the roster was reloaded with the league's brightest stars. They weren't just the USA national team, they were the Redeem team.
Probably the best team I ever played for. I love the 92 team, man. But that 08 team, like, we had a different mindset.
Because we struggled. We lost in 04 and 06. So that 08 team and that gold medal was like, yo, we have to really do it.
Like, we was locked in, you know what I'm saying? And it was a dog-eat-dog world, you know what I'm saying, at that point. And you couldn't come with no bull in 08. Practices, you couldn't come. I don't care who you were.
Carmelo Anthony was a core piece of the team. His quick release, elite mid-range game, and ability to play the four made him a nightmare matchup. They dominated the group stage, blowing out opponents with full-court defense and highlight reel dunks. But the true test came in the gold medal game against loaded Spain, led by Pau Gasol and Rudy Fernandez. It was a battle. Spain pushed Team USA to the limit, cutting the lead to just 2 points in the fourth quarter. But Kobe Bryant hit clutch shots down the stretch, sealing a victory and the Olympic gold. The mission was complete.
We the best team in the world. We shake up the world. We put basketball, American basketball, where it's supposed to be, and which is at the top, and we gonna close it right there.
Yeah, so the gold medals, winning that was special. Okay, we got our back. And I looked to the left, Bron, looked to the right, Cole, back here, D-Wade, CP. You know what I'm saying? It was like, this is how it's supposed to be. Yeah. You're supposed to celebrate these moments at that level of any sport, together like that.
I'm still on my gold medal high. You know, hopefully I can, you know, take that momentum and carry it over to the Denver Nuggets season. We have something to prove. You know, this is my 6th season in the NBA. I haven't been out the first round. I'm excited. You know, every year I tell everybody, this is my year, this is my year. But I never really felt, you know, like that, like I do right now.
Fresh off his Olympic success, Melo returned as a more mature and focused player. The Nuggets made a franchise-altering move, trading Allen Iverson for Chauncey Billups.
I got to move forward, you know, with my team. But in the back of my mind, it was like, you know, man, I just lost, you know, one of the greatest players, you know, that I ever would play with. So it was like bittersweet for me. I'm like, got rid of my brother. Like, you know, we were just getting it started, but they bring in Chauncey. And I'm like, that was, you know, bittersweet. I'm like, all right, we get rid of AI. I'm mad, but bring Chauncey, cool, like, all right, bet.
Billups brought structure and accountability, and for the first time in years, Denver had discipline on defense, trust on offense, and a true floor general to guide them.
That 09 team, we felt like, yo, we are very, very good.
We just started building, like, and you just felt the culture shift. Like, we started winning games, we started feeling good about winning games, like, we was going into games, like, if we do this tonight, we'll beat them by 20.
And I just remember, like, you know, Chauncey said something to me like, man, yo, we going to the finals, man. Like, he said this to me during the season, we going to the finals. And I'm like, Chauncey, look, we need a couple more pieces. He was like, I'm telling you, we going to the finals.
Melo responded with the best basketball of his career. He averaged 23 points and 7 rebounds, and the Nuggets won 54 games, which was their best result in 20 years. In the playoffs, Carmelo finally broke through. In the first round, the Hornets fell in a gentleman's sweep. In a Game 4 of that series, Denver won by a playoff record 58 points. In the second round, Carmelo played the best playoff series of his life. Against the Mavericks, Melo hit a legendary buzzer-beating 3 while being fouled, sealing the series.
Carmelo defended by Antoine Wright. And there's the foul. They didn't call it, and Carmelo hits it! Carmelo hits it! He hit a 3!
Carmelo, why this team? Why this year? Allen Iverson was on this team before, but why right now?
We stuck through everything. Adversity, we overcame a lot of adversity. But the most part, we stayed complacent, we stayed humble, and hard work paid off, but we still got a lot of business to go take care of.
The Nuggets advanced to the Western Conference Finals for the first time since 1985. There, they faced the defending champions, the LA Lakers led by Kobe Bryant.
I mean, we hugged before the game. He was like, it's war. And I just remember him, he always would tell me, I'll guard you in the fourth, because they ain't gonna make no calls on me. They ain't gonna call on me in the fourth.
Melo rose to the occasion, averaging 27 points and 5 rebounds. In Game 2 at Staples Center, Melo went shot for shot with Kobe, scoring 34 points in a thrilling road win.
And I used to try to beat him up though, you know, I was bigger than him, so I used to try to beat him up, be physical with him. He'd come back, elbow me, I come back, elbow him. He laughing, talking about that's all you got. You know what I'm saying? It was just pushing my button to see if where I was gonna stand at. You know what I'm saying? And that's how, like, we grew, man. And we became who we are.
The Nuggets tied the series before returning to LA for Game 5, and for a moment, it looked like Denver might pull off the upset. But in the rest of the series, Denver wasn't up to the task, and the Lakers advanced to the finals. Despite the loss, it was the best season in recent Nuggets history. Carmelo was entering his prime, and Denver fans were expecting a berth to the NBA Finals soon.
I see what's happening here. 08, okay, we building. 09, we take a step and go to Western Conference Finals. Play the Lakers.
Cole. Yep.
We battle. Now we understand where we at compared to the champs. Now we have a taste of that. I could get it. We got to get there. I'm going to get it. I am going to get it.
I'm here! Yeah. I'm here! Go ahead, Jay!
We good for next year. And the business of basketball comes in. It's like, what?
The following year, Melo started the season on fire, averaging 30 points per game in the first month and hitting multiple clutch shots. For the year, he averaged 28 points and 7 rebounds. He was named an All-Star starter and finished 3rd in the league in scoring.
Scoring is very addictive, especially when you know you can do it. And you just eat at it, and you feel like nothing can really stop.
Anthony, played by James. Anthony with the shot, yes! 10 seconds to go.
Denver won 53 games, but in the playoffs, they faced the up-and-coming Utah Jazz, led by Deron Williams and Carlos Boozer. Melo was spectacular, averaging 31 points and 9 rebounds, but the Nuggets were outplayed and they lost in 6 games. For Melo, it was bittersweet. Personally, he was at his peak, but the team missed yet another shot at a championship.
I'm here, man. I'm here today. Whatever the future holds, it holds. I've been a Nugget for 7 years. This is where I started my NBA career at. This is where I'm here today doing my 8th media day. So tomorrow the ball go up, shoes are tied, and we gonna get after it.
By 2010, Denver still couldn't get over the hump. To add fuel to the fire, Carmelo had conflicts with Coach Carl.
Intensity.
He was even suspended once because he refused to leave the game when the coach asked him to. ESPN insiders reported that Melo wanted out.
But I never wanted to leave Denver, but it's like they put my back against the wall. We go to the Western Conference Finals in 09. What you supposed to do? Supposed to build on that. Supposed to add a piece here, plug and play, don't mess the core up. They got rid of Dante Jones.
that was a domino effect. You know, they wasn't gonna re-sign Chauncey. They was thinking about trading JR and trading Kenyon Martin.
It took me 6 years to get to this point of making it to the Western Conference Finals. And now you want me to start all over again. No.
I'm not gonna rebuild after we done went to the Western Conference Finals. We supposed to be building, not rebuilding.
Right.
And I went to him, I'm like, look, I don't wanna go, but if y'all gonna rebuild, it's time for me to go somewhere else.
The disbelief of Denver fans soon turned into open hatred. Anthony didn't want a contract extension. He wanted to go to a team of his choice, more precisely, the New York Knicks.
Amari was here, he was rolling. Ray Felton was here, they was rolling. They were supposed to be all-stars together. And I remember I got married in New York, and they come to the wedding. And I remember I'm on a boat, and we in front of the Statue of Liberty, and they start playing I'm from New York with Jay-Z, and I'm just like in the front of the Statue of Liberty, and I had a moment, and I'm like, if I'm gonna go anywhere, I gotta be on the biggest stage. I gotta perform on the biggest stage, because my time in Denver was already, I already peaked in Denver.
After months of fighting through the media, the Nuggets realized it was best to trade Carmelo rather than lose him for nothing, just like the Cavs lost LeBron a year before.
The deal was done with the Lakers. Me and Nene for Lamar Odom and Bynum. I never thought about New York. George had that deal and turned that deal down. Now it's like, oh, y'all don't want me in the West. You gonna send me to the East?
Yeah, you gotta get out the West.
Give me to New York.
And in February, Melo was traded to the Knicks in a blockbuster deal. Denver received a haul of players and picks, but Knicks fans didn't care. They finally had their superstar.
Tommy and I were talking earlier today, and it's so weird, but in the NBA circle and like NBA Twitter, nobody talks about Denver Melo.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Tommy said earlier, he's like, it's almost like Melo got drafted by the Knicks. Everybody thinks Melo got drafted by the Knicks.
I love the bright lights, big city. I love the grittiness of it, the realness, the authenticity of it.
That's like the ultimate dream. Anybody would say that they would want to go back home. I can't believe I'm in New York City. My dream came true. Thank you to my fans who've been supportive throughout this whole process. I'm finally here. I'm finally home. Let's go.
2 nights later, Melo made his long-awaited debut at Madison Square Garden against the Milwaukee Bucks. The atmosphere was electric. Celebrities courtside, fans in Melo jerseys, the Garden buzzing like it hadn't in years.
It wasn't nothing like it. And I tell people all the time, you ain't see nothing or experience nothing until you in the Garden when it's rocking. You understand? When it's rocking, there's no better place in the world.
And Melo delivered. 27 points and 10 rebounds in a Knicks win. The crowd erupted every time he touched the ball. New York finally had a hero again.
Moments in the Garden are moments in the Garden. You can't recreate that. You know, you gotta let the moments happen.
Before Melo arrived, the Knicks had already started rebuilding with Amari Stoudemire, who was putting up MVP-level numbers. The hope was that Amari and Melo could form one of the league's most dangerous duos.
He was Amari Stoudemire. Like, he was one of the most dominant big men in the game.
Their talent carried the Knicks to 42 wins, good enough for the 6th seed in the East, their first playoff appearance since 2004. The excitement was sky high, but they faced the Celtics with Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Rajon Rondo in a brutal first-round matchup. In Game 2 at Boston, Melo nearly pulled off the impossible. With injured Amari, he scored 42 points and grabbed 17 rebounds in one of the most iconic playoff performances of his career. He hit shot after shot, keeping the Knicks alive until the very end. But it wasn't enough, and the Celtics won that game and the series. Despite the sweep, Knicks fans were optimistic. For the first time in nearly a decade, they had a superstar to believe in.
You know, we had a long time to reflect upon that series. You know, despite all the stuff that happened, you know, last year with the trades, injury, and stuff like that, there's still no excuses, but we get a chance to go back out there and start where we left off at.
The lockout-shortened 2011 season was supposed to be Carmelo Anthony and Amari Stoudemire's first full year together, building chemistry and turning the Knicks into a contender. But right from the start, things were rocky. The Knicks regularly played better when one of them wasn't in the lineup. And it didn't take much for Anthony to start beefing with Coach D'Antoni and complaining about the play style and tactics.
That system was working because I am at small ball. I'm at a 4. I'm at the stretch 4. right? So now Amari can play the stretch 5, like, you know what I'm saying? Which was, nobody was doing that at that point in time. I didn't want to step on his toe because I didn't want to his rhythm up of those 30-point games. So I'm coming in saying, hey, look, we playing through you, bro. Like, you go.
Melo battled minor injuries, missing 11 games. The Knicks fell well below 500 record, and to keep their superstar happy, they hired a new coach, Mike Woodson.
Things just started falling apart, but then it's like, okay, Mike D'Antoni, okay, Mike Woodson takes over. Okay, this is the offense that we really need.
Then, out of nowhere, came Linsanity. Jeremy Lin, an undrafted point guard sleeping on a teammate's couch, got his shot and changed everything. In February 2012, he went on a miraculous stretch, dropping 38 points on Kobe's Lakers, hitting clutch shots, and becoming a global phenomenon. MSG was rocking every night, and while Lin was thriving, Melo was still injured, watching from the sidelines.
If Carmelo Anthony is on the floor with Jeremy Lin, who's taking the last shot in that game? How does Carmelo Anthony answer a question like that?
Of course I want to take the last shot. I mean, let's be quite frank. I mean, I've been doing it for 9 years already, so I've made a ton of them.
When he came back, chemistry issues showed. Critics said Melo slowed the offense down. Some even accused him of being jealous of Lin's stardom. Melo denied it, later saying, "I loved what Jeremy was doing. It wasn't about jealousy, I just wanted to win."
Never been a selfish player. None of my teammates that I ever played with could say that I was a selfish player. Nobody.
How does it make you feel that people say that? That they're questioning that because of Jeremy Lin and whether or not you guys can coexist?
It's a tough situation. I mean, I'm human at the end of the day, so it's like, damn, where's that coming from? Like, I know I'm not a selfish player. People around me know I'm not a selfish player. I do everything I can to try to make people, understand that I'm not a selfish player.
And to be honest with you, man, keep it a buck, I felt like that's when I played my best basketball. Like, when I felt like I was just like, man, okay, like back against the wall, people saying like I'm still being able to get my sanctuary and go lock in and go hoop.
Under Woodson, the Knicks tightened up. Melo looked rejuvenated, averaging 23 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists for the season.
Anthony for 3, puts it in! Knicks by 1 with 8.2 remaining!
We start getting a different type of team now. We start getting Tyson Chandler. We start molding it out. Amari, you playing the 4, Melo, you at the 3. Man, you know what I mean? Like, we start molding this Raymond Felton. Oh, we gonna go get JR from China, come back. Now we're gonna start putting a little team together with Mike Woodson.
The Knicks sneaked into the playoffs as the 7th seed to meet the defending champions, the Miami Heat, in the first round. The matchup was billed as a test for Carmelo, but it quickly turned one-sided. After the Game 2 loss, Amari punched through the glass of a fire extinguisher, which resulted in him playing with a cast on his hand for the rest of the series. In Game 4, Melo refused to go down quietly. He scored 41 points to carry the Knicks to a win, snapping their streak of 13 straight playoff losses.
On the shot clock. Anthony, one dribble. That's a 3. It's good! Carmelo Anthony from way downtown. He's got 40.
However, that's all he could do, and the Heat closed the series in 5. Then came the summer and the 2012 Olympics in London. 4 years after Beijing, Team USA returned with even more firepower.
2012 is very, very underrated. It's an underrated team. I don't think that team gets a lot of the credit.
Yeah.
I don't think that team gets a lot of attention.
Yeah.
I don't know why not.
Yeah.
But if you really look at that team in 2012, that team arguably is better than 2008.
Carmelo Anthony had fully embraced his role as Team USA's offensive weapon. He didn't need to dominate the ball. Instead, he thrived in the international game's pace, spacing, and a shorter three-point line.
I don't have to be Denver Nugget Melo. I don't have to be Knicks Melo. I could be USA Melo. Like, I'm just gonna be a spot-up shot shooter, run the lane, but I always wanted to try to challenge myself. That's where the competitiveness come in at.
Against Nigeria in group play, Carmelo Anthony went unconscious. In just 14 minutes, he scored 37 points, setting a Team USA Olympic scoring record. He hit 10 three-pointers, raining jumpers from everywhere on the floor. Teammates stood on the bench in disbelief. Kevin Durant later said, "When Melo gets going like that, you just sit back and watch."
Melo just brings experience, confidence.
One of the best basketball players in the world. He goes out there and he finishes plays, he shoots when he's open, if he's not, he passes it. He just goes out there and plays hard for everybody, sacrifices for his teammates, and he's a great leader.
Team USA cruised through the tournament and defeated Spain again in the gold medal game. For Melo, it was his second gold medal, and he had shown the world that his game was perfectly built for the international stage. The following season, Carmelo Anthony was at the height of his powers. The Knicks built a veteran-heavy roster around him with Jason Kidd, Marcus Camby, Rasheed Wallace, and Kenyon Martin. J.R. Smith blossomed into the sixth man of the year. Tyson Chandler was the defensive anchor, and Amari provided spurts of production.
We got the older cats now. J Kidd, Kmart, Camby, Metal World Peace. Like, we went and got Pablo Prigioni. Like, that was our older crowd. That was our older guys. And then the middle of the pack was myself, Amari, JR, Tyson Chandler. Like, that was the middle pack. And then the young guys was, and Raymond, and then the young guys was Iman Shumpert. We had a good unit.
But it was still Melo's team. From opening night, he set the tone. He was leaner, sharper, and more focused. His scoring was unstoppable. Every defender knew what was coming, but nobody could stop it.
Carmelo for three, that's 9!
Anthony replaced a lot of long twos with threes and averaged 29 points per game, which brought him the NBA scoring title.
As we sit here today, Carmelo Anthony's name is actually being discussed as a leading candidate for league MVP. Your thoughts, how does that make you feel?
I mean, it's definitely a hell of a feeling. Just to know that, I done, did what I had to do to, get my names back in people's mouths. And doing it here in New York, definitely puts it over the top. I'm playing well, the team is playing extremely well. Can't ask for nothing better than that.
On April 2nd, 2013, Melo scored 50 points against the Heat, and not a single point came in the paint. It was pure jumpers, a demonstration of his artistry as a scorer.
Carmelo Anthony hits his 5th three-pointer.
He played the most efficient basketball of his career, and the Knicks won 54 games, finishing as the 2nd seed in the East. Then in the playoffs, Melo led the Knicks to a series win, defeating the Celtics in the first round. For the first time since 2000, the Knicks had won a playoff series.
Spins, turns, fires, hits!
Favorite road arena to silence?
Ooh, good one. Boston.
You don't
Boston,
like
man.
that.
Boston is just, they vicious out there, man.
They got diehard fans.
Yeah, they don't out there in Boston.
Next up was the Indiana Pacers led by Paul George and Roy Hibbert. The series was a grind. The Pacers frustrated the Knicks with their size and defense. Melo still put up big numbers, but the Knicks struggled offensively. In Game 6, facing elimination, Melo scored 39 points, doing everything he could to keep New York alive. Yet, despite his heroics, the Knicks couldn't overcome Indiana's defense, and their season came to an end.
Just running out that tunnel, it's no better feeling than that. Slapping the glass before I get out there with the fans, and then as you get out there, you finally get to the tip of the court and make that turn to get to the layup line. It's hard to describe that feeling.
The next year, the Knicks stumbled out of the gate. Injuries, locker room drama, and inconsistent play derailed the team's chemistry. Jason Kidd retired, Amari Stoudemire was no longer the all-star he once was, Tyson Chandler's performance dropped off, and the roster lacked depth. Through it all, Carmelo Anthony carried the load. Night after night, he put the Knicks on his back. In January, Melo delivered the greatest individual performance of his career. Against the Charlotte Bobcats, he erupted for 62 points and 13 rebounds, shooting 23 out of 35 from the field and never turned the ball over.
Anthony's going to try and get one more shot off from half court at the buzzer. Oh, he puts it in from half court. Carmelo Anthony with the greatest scoring game in Knicks history. He's got 62.
Beyond that iconic night, Melo was remarkably consistent. He averaged 27.4 points, 8.1 rebounds while playing 40 minutes per game, the highest in the league. He also improved his defense and leadership, trying desperately to keep New York in contention.
For me, I had to reinvent myself. What's my flaws? What am I not doing? What are people saying I'm not doing? What do my teammates want me to do more? How can I be more on my basketball team for this organization? And it was the only thing is defense, to take that challenge on guarding the next team best player, to go out there and rebound, to go for the loose balls, to do, win the hustle game, have the effort. And that was my mindset coming into this season. Scoring the basketball, that's what I do. Nobody can take that away from me. But if I add all those other attributes to my game,
It takes me over the top. It takes my team over the top.
Then, out of nowhere, Phil Jackson became the president of the New York Knicks, signing a 5-year deal. But despite Melo's brilliance, the Knicks finished with just 37 wins, missing the playoffs in a season where Melo gave them everything he had. That season captured Melo's New York tenure perfectly. Individual greatness, historic moments, and the lingering frustration of what could have been.
New York is the greatest city on the planet, I think. But if you're not a New Yorker, if you don't wake up some days and be like, man, this place. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care who you are. You can be the mayor, you can be the governor, all the way down to the mailman. Everybody wakes up some days and say, man, New York.
At the beginning of 2014-15 season, the Knicks hired Derek Fisher as their new head coach, and team president Phil Jackson brought in the triangle offense, hoping to recreate a success with MJ and Kobe Bryant. But almost immediately, it was clear things wouldn't work.
Guys started to lose confidence. They was coming to the locker room and just like, Seven, I don't know, man. Look, it's on you tonight. I'm like, what? But they started losing confidence because we don't know what to do. He telling us to do one thing from upstairs. The coach is telling us to do one thing. The assistant coaches is telling us to do one thing. Like who do we supposed to listen to? I'm like, listen to me. Like me, I'm gonna listen, go out there and play basketball. Get it out your head, play ball. We'll deal with the triangle later. We'll watch film on it. Like, today, we here to win this game today, by any means necessary.
Melo played through pain in his knee. The team was a disaster. Chemistry collapsed. The triangle system clashed with the roster, and players openly admitted they didn't even understand it.
When Phil came, it was like, I'm gonna do it the way that I want to do it, right? I gotta bring in the personnel in here to fit the system that I'm trying to run.
There's just too much work that has to be done with that team. Well, they don't fit together well. Stoudemire doesn't fit together well with, Carmelo.
This guy doesn't fit in the triangle. This guy doesn't fit in the triangle. I don't want these type of guys.
Unbelievable team, unbelievable chemistry, and then they break everything down. More than anything, I was pissed because I couldn't play with my best friend anymore.
Yeah. You wasn't the coach, so because you wasn't the coach, it wasn't gonna run the way that you expected it to run. If you want to coach, you come down here and coach, and we would listen. We could run this triangle all day long. But also, we was at a pivotal time in offense, right? And just in the game where it was going at, because the triangle, it works. But now the game is getting faster. Guys are getting quicker. Guys are jumping out the gym. It's like, no, we can't slow it down when we got a fast break.
By February, the Knicks sat at the bottom of the standings. Melo shut himself down for knee surgery. He played in only 40 games that year, and the Knicks finished with just 17 wins, the worst season in franchise history.
But I kind of take this time off right now to kind of just rebuild my whole body, my whole mindset, and get some clarity and kind of, turn over a new leaf and a new start and, figure it out from there. There's a lot of different ways you can approach this offseason. It's a lot of different ways you can approach the NBA draft depending on where you land, in the lottery. So it's a lot of different scenarios that can take place, depending if you 1, 2, 3, or 4. So.
In the 2015 NBA draft, Phil Jackson made a shocking move. With the 4th pick, the Knicks selected a Latvian teenager, Kristaps Porzingis. The selection drew immediate backlash. Fans booed and analysts questioned the move. Most people thought the franchise made another mistake. But the rookie quickly proved otherwise. His height, shooting, and athleticism made him a sensation. This gave Melo new energy. He adjusted his game, feeding Porzingis and mentoring him while still leading the team in scoring.
He's a different breed, man. He's not your average 19-year-old. He has a chip on his shoulder. He has attitude. He has flair. He wants to get better. He wants to be the best. I love when somebody else is kind of hungry like that and have that chip on their shoulder, because you need that.
I was a fan of Carmelo for sure. And growing up, my hair was already so long, and then I don't know whose idea was it to make those cornrows. And so that's when I started, and it went on for like 2 years. That was like my hairstyle all the time.
Anthony will take it and make it with 2.3 to go. Turnovers already. OKC. Anthony hits the 3. Good ball movement. Galloway finds Anthony. Anthony left on. Hits again. Nice setup from Galloway. is good. Jones, Anthony drives to the basket, banks it in. 7-point lead.
But while Melo and Porzingis showed flashes of promise, the roster around them wasn't enough. The Knicks finished with just 32 wins, missing the playoffs for the third year in a row. Tensions between Carmelo Anthony and Phil Jackson was reaching its breaking point. Jackson criticized Melo's game publicly, claiming he held the ball too long and stalled the offense. Melo didn't stay quiet, firing back through the media, insisting he wasn't the real problem. The relationship was fracturing and everyone could see it.
So it is what it is. You feel the way that you feel about me. You say what you got to say about me. I know if I had to sit down with you, you wouldn't say that. You would say something totally different. You're gonna tell me, oh, it wasn't like that. So I ain't really got time for that. You don't need it. I don't need it at this point.
Yeah. For me, it's all about, at this point, just winning the championship and having fun playing the game of basketball again and finding that motivation and that passion. And, you know, I just want to get back to enjoying the game of basketball. I've never lost my passion for it. I've never lost my motivation for it. I've lost my joy for it a little bit, you know, due to everything that's been surrounding me. But I'm starting to find kind of my happiness right now, my joy for the games.
Then came the summer and the 2016 Olympics in Rio.
We got to work hard, man, because at the end of the day, it's going to all be worth it when we get that gold medal. That's the only thing that I care about.
Melo was selected for Team USA once again. His role was clear, spacing the floor, hitting clutch shots, and mentoring younger players.
The first U.S. men's basketball player to play in 4 Olympic Games. I want to know.
That's a long time.
I want to know, how does that experience overall motivate you on your quest for an NBA title?
I mean, it's always my motivation. When I play USA basketball, you know, I can take those experiences back to my own team.
I'm at the foul. You want me high or low? Right here, right here, right here. You take that. You take that. You take that.
It was my farewell. Like, okay, this is my Thanksgiving, giving my thanks back to FIBA, Olympics, international play. That was my give back to that.
Yeah.
In a game against Australia, Melo led the way with 31 points, reminding everyone that Olympic Melo was still alive and well. In the final, Team USA defeated Serbia for the gold medal. It was Melo's 3rd Olympic gold and 4th medal overall, making him the most decorated men's Olympic basketball player in history. It was the perfect ending to his international career.
This 16 was like, this is it for me. You know what I'm saying? I left my in Rio. My sneakers are probably still in the gym. So I ain't never touching USA basketball again, because that's a lot, man. 4 Olympics, I played USA basketball for damn near 8 summers straight. So I'm like, I'm done with it, man. I hung my hat up with Team USA. If they need me, they could, you know.
One thing about it don't feel like 6.5 years. It's a long time. It's a long time.
Will you retire as a Knick?
That's my goal. I'm connected to it. It's a part of me. Like, this city is a part of me. I'm a part of this city. I was born here. Like, my roots, that's what keep me connected to New York.
Right after the Olympics, the Knicks made a bold move. They traded for Derrick Rose, hoping to create a new super team. On paper, Melo, Rose, and Porzingis looked like a dangerous trio, but in reality, it was chaos.
Down to 5. Anthony guarded by Covington. 3 seconds. Carmelo shoots and hits! Carmelo Anthony!
Rose was inconsistent, showing flashes of his old self but struggling to stay healthy. His off-court issues didn't help the situation. Joakim Noah, another big-name signing, was plagued with injuries and eventually suspended for PED use. But the biggest storyline was the escalating feud between Carmelo Anthony and Phil Jackson.
Carmelo has to be a better passer, and the ball can't stop every time it hits his hands.
So he used to always say I was manipulating the offense. I'm trying to get to it.
That's what you needed, though.
That's what I needed.
Yeah.
And he wasn't flying with that.
Well, that's funny.
Phil criticized Melo's defense and his fit in the triangle offense. He even publicly suggested that Melo should waive his no-trade clause.
He telling me to just basically like pushing me towards the door. And I know he pushing me, and I'm like, nope, I ain't going nowhere. Trying to get me hanging myself, man. And honestly, like Phil probably had 3 conversations, man. His whole time he was here.
Good twist on in, Rose comes back. Anthony backs in, turns, puts it up, puts it in with 3 seconds remaining.
Anthony responded with maturity, but the relationship was clearly broken. The Knicks won just 31 games, missing the playoffs for the 4th straight year.
It was tough because I ain't want to leave the Knicks either. We was losing. I'm like, I still don't want to leave. Like, this is me. I came in for a reason. This is where I'm ending it at.
You know, I think at this point, we all know kind of where we stand as far as myself, as far as the Knicks organizations. They know how I feel. I know how they feel. We spoke. We have been in communication. So, you know, like I said, at this point, you know, we just going to see what happens, man.
By 2017, it was obvious the Melo era in New York was over. The Knicks were rebuilding around Porzingis, while Carmelo's future was uncertain.
What could you change if you could from that time? What would you change?
I think just the way that it's handled. You know what I'm saying? How I was handled personally.
Right.
I would change that. And when Phil came, it was just like he cut that line of communication off from me with the front office, with staff members, even players.
I've been in New York for 7 years, 7.5 years. I've played for maybe 4 or 5 different coaches. So there was never no consistency. We couldn't grow, we couldn't build. I played with over 100 players. I had over 100 different teammates in 7 years. 3 GMs, 3 presidents, like, and I'm getting it, and you put this all on me.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, like, you talking to him about me, you going to him talking to him about you. Is the minute that I knew that was the game that was being played, I'm like, nah.
I didn't leave New York. I got pushed out of New York. Let's be technical. Phil pushed me out of New York.
And yet, while the headlines painted the picture of a fading star, on the basketball court, Carmelo Anthony kept stealing the show. In gyms across the country, he was unstoppable. Torching pros in off-season runs, hood pulled tight over his head, locked in his own world.
I was really trying to get back to my essence of like getting back into grimy gyms, small gyms, hot in there.
You know, the gym was people say the gym was a sanctuary. That year was really my sanctuary.
Just me, just locked in, throw the skelly on, throw the hoodie on, just...
Twitter exploded with clips and memes. It was the birth of Hoodie Melo. It reminded the world that behind the noise and the drama, there was still a pure scorer, a killer who could get buckets anywhere, anytime, against anyone. And as fate would have it, the legend of Hoodie Melo would carry him straight into the next chapter of his career. Just before training camp, Carmelo Anthony was traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I'll support Sam Presti to this day in anything that he ever wanted to do. He came, Melo, we are taking you. We believe in you. You are the piece that we need in OKC. This is the conversation. I never thought we would be in this situation to be able to have somebody like you.
In OKC, Melo joined forces with MVP Russell Westbrook and Paul George to form another super team. The expectations were sky high, and on paper, they looked like true title contenders.
OKC, smaller market, you ain't gotta worry too much. Boom, boom, boom. Like, I could just play ball.
Just go hoop.
And go hoop. I got Russ, I got PG. I'm cool.
Carmelo Anthony said the other day that things had been so good since he arrived in Oklahoma City, he felt born again. And last night, well, he looked like it.
Keeps it alive. Carmelo Anthony 3. Transition. Anthony got another from distance. That's a long two-point goal.
Turnover for the Knicks.
Anthony.
But reality hit harder than anyone expected. Melo struggled to adjust to being a third option. His scoring dropped to just 16 points per game, the lowest of his career.
I'm the 4th option on this team on OKC. Steve Adams was an option before me on that team.
He on all the pick and rolls.
And I understood that. I didn't fight it. None of that. When it wasn't working at OKC, I went to him and, what do I need to do?
They already got their system that they already implemented throughout the whole summer. So now I'm coming in, media day, and it's like, damn, we got Melo here too. Well, now we gotta figure the system out. Who's gonna get the touches? What offense we gonna run? Because you already implemented an offense that was basically for Russ and PG. I had nothing to do with that offense.
And then came one of the most infamous quotes of his career.
How do you feel about the concept of starting at the 4 or even coming off the bench? And the second question is...
Well, me?
Oh. I guess that answers that part.
I mean, I don't know where that started, where that came from.
Why would you just come to me and that's the first thing you want? Why would you start that narrative? You know what I'm saying? Like why?
They was trying to put Jeremy Grant, like make him the next, kind of thing in OKC. I guess they looked at me like, he ain't gonna be here long. This is gonna be our future.
Right. You three guys out there at the same time is not gonna work, and we want to play Jeremy Grant out there with those. And I'm like, I'm cool, like,
all right, but I'm here now. You just want to dismiss me right away.
Right. Well, I'm still here.
I'm still here. All right, cool. So now at that point, I start understanding what's going on.
But the worst part was that all of his numbers decreased further in the playoffs. In the first round, OKC faced the Utah Jazz. Melo averaged just 11 points on poor shooting, and the Thunder were eliminated in just 6 games.
First of all, we all had a terrible series. Nobody feels comfortable. Nobody knows what to do. Russ got the ball there, PG's on top. You know what I mean? It's like, what are we doing here, bro? You know what? I'll take the bomb, though. I'll take the bomb. Go out. I'll take it. I'll take it. I don't want my man to deal with that. I don't want Russ to deal with that. I don't want PG to deal with that. I'm cool with taking that. Cool with it.
It was a complete disaster, and the franchise later waived Anthony to reduce their salary cap and luxury tax payments.
Well, when you look back on that year, how would you describe it?
I think challenging a little bit. Of course we had our good times and we had our down times, but
people look at the OKC situation and be like, oh, it didn't work. Oh, it was the worst situation. Like, for me personally, I actually really enjoyed my time at OKC.
We had a real conversation. They told me they was looking in another direction, and I know how the game works. It just didn't work out.
I get a call, Houston. Melo, you are our missing piece.
And in August, Anthony signed a 1-year contract with the Rockets, joining James Harden, Chris Paul, and his former Knicks coach, Mike D'Antoni.
CP, James, PJ Tucker, Capella, Gerald Green. You know what I mean? It's like...
When I get to Houston, now I really feel like an outcast. But because I got CP there, it's like, oh, cool. My brother's there. We can work this out. I am the piece that team need.
In the previous season, the Rockets had taken the Warriors to 7 games in the conference finals, and many thought Melo was the missing piece that could get them over the hump.
I mean, it went from loving Syracuse Melo to loving Denver Melo with the Braves to Olympic Melo, Hoodie Melo, so hopefully Rockets Melo.
Coaches figured that a 34-year-old Carmelo can adjust to playing without the ball and shoot only 3-pointers. However, that proved to be a gigantic mistake.
I already knew going into Houston that they was looking at me as a Trevor Ariza, and there's no knock to Trevor Ariza, but they wanted that type of mentality, somebody who was a 3-and-D guy.
Run to the corner, spot up, and that's it.
Somebody who didn't mind sitting in the corner, didn't mind cutting, didn't mind, playing off of those.
Why would they come and get you?
This is my question. I'm glad you asked this question. I'm asking them that.
You go to OKC, you got to take a step back, and then you take the ultimate step back to come off the bench. Like, that's major ego hits.
But I had to swallow my pride and ego so much in Houston. Like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it because everybody says I can't do it.
He lasted only 10 games. His scoring average dropped to 13 points. Melo didn't fit into their offense, and he was viewed as a defensive liability.
We're on the San Antonio trip. In the room, I get the call. Hey, I'm coming in town. We need to meet. I'm thinking he wanted to meet with me to figure out what's going on with the team and the players. And I don't want to say his name. Come to my room and says, yeah, I think your services are no longer needed.
Listen, your services are no longer needed.
I say, man, get out of here, man. What you talking about? Man, we gonna figure this like that. Like, I gotta take it on the joking side. He's like, man, yeah, we gonna figure, but nah, we just don't see you part of the plans going into playoffs. We are 9 games into the season. You talking about playoffs.
That was an ego hit. That was a pride hit. Like, I felt like I started questioning myself after that. Like, damn, can I still do this? What did I do? Like, I asked him that, what did I do?
So now I'm getting serious. He's just like very stoic and like, well, this is what it's gonna be, and this is. So now, wheels are turning. Call CP. You my family. You my brother. Yo, you know anything about this? Come in the room. What? Man, I swear I ain't. Yo, C, don't lie to me, bro. Like, come on. Like, I'm hurt at this point. Like, you my best friend. Like, did you know anything about this? He like, nah, I promise you. He did. So I'm like, oh, all right, gang. You know what I mean? Like, all right, boom. Like, I'm gonna figure this out. Like, I'm gonna figure it out. So you don't need to trip. And to this day, I can't figure out what happened. When I got let go by Houston, that was the moment where I'm like, you gotta man up and figure this out.
For nearly a year, Melo was out of the NBA. No team wanted him even though he was a 10-time All-Star who scored over 25,000 points.
Coming from All-Star, 24, 23 points a game, like, to, I can't make a 9-man roster, bro. Like, what are we talking about here? Like,
I don't think it's about basketball anymore. I think it's about me as a person willing to accept certain roles on basketball teams.
And I'm talking to people, they like, nah, I don't give up. I'm like, man, I ain't giving up, but it's written. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be cool with walking away with the game.
I'm done. I sent my agent my letter, I'm done, I'm retiring, done. He like, Melo, no, can't do this. I said, well, I don't know teams. If any teams called, I'm not picking up the phone. I ain't going nowhere, no. And I say, I'm done with it. During that time that I was off, the first half of those months was like down and out. Go to the gym, come back in the bed, you know what I mean? Like just trying to find new shit. Working out. Like I was working out like 3-4 times a day because I didn't want to think, man, I just think I'm a loser. Like, so I went through like 3 months of just like I don't want to say I was depressed, but it was just like questioning myself, second guessing myself, looking back like, damn, what'd I do? You know, going back over my career, like, damn, did I do anything wrong? Did I say something to somebody? Was my career worth it? Did I really do what I was supposed to do in my career? Am I supposed to be here? Am I really nice? I started second guessing a lot of shit.
It took me about 8 months to like get out of that.
Started working, started getting myself together, started talking, started going through the therapy, started going through talking, started going to life coach, started really putting to perspective of what really was and what it is and what it's not.
Let me really lock in. Let me unravel all of these years of just building up and suppressing a lot of shit. I gotta get that out.
It was just, everything was on the table.
Nobody else can tell you what you should do or how you should be. If you don't look into the mirror and say it yourself, then nothing is gonna change. Nobody should, create your reality for you.
There was so many lessons that I've learned throughout that time. And, I only been in Houston 9 games, right? 2 months. But it took me about a year to bounce back and to like find my peace and own it. And I think that's why I'm able to be at peace today, right? With that situation and where I'm at just in my career.
Finally, in November 2019, the Portland Trailblazers called.
I was hesitant about that situation too, because I'm like, I just dealt with this situation. I don't really, you gotta let me know, put it on the table at this point.
You want me or you need me? You know what I'm saying? Like, which one is it? And they were just like, we really need you. Like,
What did you hear about yourself in your time off? What were some of the things that kind of cut you the most that you heard?
Selfish, bad teammate, bad locker room guy. I'm like, where's all of these things coming from?
Dame is a real one because Dame always knew like we don't care about what nobody else is saying. Like, we know you can play. I know you can play. I see you. I talk to you. So when you get somebody like that rocking with you, it makes that situation easy.
And y'all always wanted to play together anyway, right?
Yeah, I always was connected with Portland some way, somehow. I don't know why, but I always was connected.
2 years ago, I tried to get Melo to come to Portland, and he went to Oklahoma City. Then after that, I tried to get him to come to Portland again, and he went to Houston.
I could have been there 4 years ago, you know what I'm saying? So it didn't work out, but.
Melo signed a non-guaranteed deal, and most people thought he wouldn't last a month. But what happened next was pure redemption. Against all odds, Melo started playing great, finally swallowing his ego and buying into a team concept. He became a solid role player who shoots threes, moves without the ball, and tries to be engaged defensively. Melo averaged 15 points per game that season, hitting clutch shots alongside Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum.
Holding sweeps it low to the floor, outside of Carmelo, head down, 15-footer away, got it! Carmelo Anthony drills it straight away from 6.
Fans welcomed him back with open arms, and Melo proved that he belonged.
But I bring something different to the team. I bring a different type of leadership to the team. I bring
a work ethic to the team. I bring an experience, situations that some of the guys probably never been through, advice, and just being there for the team. And again, just trying to enjoy it and have fun as I'm going through that process. It's fun.
Unfortunately, the season was suspended due to a global pandemic. In the NBA bubble, Melo turned back the clock with a few vintage performances, including a 26-point game against the Rockets that helped secure Portland's playoff spot. But even with Damian Lillard's incredible scoring run, the Blazers fell in the first round to the eventual champions, the Los Angeles Lakers. After the season, Carmelo re-signed with the Blazers on a one-year deal.
They opened their arms up, they opened their city up to me and their organization, so I had to be loyal to those guys. Like, I'm gonna give you what I got, you understand it?
He truly reinvented himself, averaging 13 points and shooting a career-high 41% from three.
18 years and 18th season, that's cool, but for me, it's basketball, man. It's still fun to me. I still enjoy it. I still know how to play it at a high level. That's what gets me going and keeps me up at night and waking up in the morning.
In January, Anthony scored 18 points to move past Tim Duncan into 14th place on the all-time scoring list. And then he passed Dominique Wilkins, Oscar Robertson, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Elvin Hayes to move into 10th place.
That's a big honor right there. I try to play it cool sometimes, but I try to sit back and reflect on these moments, take these moments in. I'm glad I could keep climbing up the charts. I'm glad I'm in a situation where I can continue to move up on those charts, past some people. But the big O, that's big. So
that season cemented him as one of the best scorers in NBA history. Portland finished the season with 42 wins and 6th place in the West, but they lost in the first round against the Nuggets in 6 games. In the summer, Melo signed with the Los Angeles Lakers, finally teaming up with his close friend, LeBron James.
This was something that we've talked about since high school. We've talked about this, and we just never believed that it would happen. For whatever reasons, we just never believed that it would happen. But
we're both going into our 19th season. I mean, that's very. There's not too many people that can say that, and still at the top of the game, and still doing it at a high level. So I'm gonna keep saying it, man. Everything comes back full circle, and what's meant to be is meant to be.
After years of battling each other, the high school rivals were on the same side. At 37 years old, Melo was no longer the star he once was, but he became a valuable spark off the bench.
Never have I thought, man, that I would be wearing purple and gold, especially at this point in time of my career. But hey, everything happens for a reason, and I believe that.
Overall, he had the most efficient shooting percentages of his career, which showed us he was still an offensive genius. However, the Lakers struggled, finishing the season with just 33 wins. Injuries, chemistry issues, and age caught up with them, and they missed the playoffs.
I've been trying for 19 years to win the championship, but...
Have you thought about how much longer you'll play?
No, man.
I mean, it's year 19. So.
Yeah, honestly, like, I don't even think about it no more. I mean, I'm still able to do what I do, man, at a high clip. My body gonna tell me when to go. So as long as I continue staying on top of that and doing what I gotta do to get out there and play, I'm cool, man. I'm actually in a great situation, man. I feel good, my body feel good, my game is still there.
In May 2023, Carmelo Anthony unexpectedly announced his retirement.
I remember the days when I had nothing, just a ball on the court and a dream of something more. But basketball was my outlet. My purpose was strong, my communities, the cities I represented with pride, and the fans that supported me along the way. I am forever grateful for those people and places, because they made me, Carmelo Anthony. But now the time has come for me to say goodbye. To the court where I made my name, to the game that gave me purpose and pride. I think that's what people are seeing right now. Just I've done it.
Relaxed.
I'm cool
content,
with I'm ecstatic with my career, 19 years in the NBA. I mean, it's almost a quarter of the NBA history that I played in the NBA. It's 75 years.
We'll get to that.
And I almost played 20 years of that. That's when you put that in perspective, that's...
Not many players lasted 19 years in the NBA, let alone stayed relevant. Carmelo Anthony's career is a testament to perseverance and adaptability. He evolved from a scoring machine in Denver and New York to a clutch role player in Portland and LA. Melo scored the most points in NBA history by a non-MVP. He is the first male basketball player to win 3 Olympic gold medals, and he will be remembered as one of the best scorers ever.
I want them to remember however way they want to remember me, to be honest with you, because me trying to tell people how to remember me, they always gonna have a different opinion about that.
And if you notice, my story is always never. Did you dream about the NBA? Never. Did you think about winning a national championship? Never. Because those things wasn't reachable.
He never won an NBA championship, but his legacy as a player who inspired millions and carried the game for a generation is secure.
That doesn't bother me no more today, as far as you're a loser if you don't win the championship ring.
If I never ever win a championship, as long as I got my respect for my peers, that's all that matters.
Right up.
That's all that matters.
I'm just at peace. You get what I'm saying? I'm not doing nothing that I don't want to do, and I'm gonna continue to be who I am.
For all the NBA fans, Carmelo Anthony will be a legend forever.
30 years, like I done gave 30 years of my life to the game of basketball. Now I done reached the pinnacle of the game of basketball, which is Hall of Fame.
Please welcome Carmelo Anthony.
Tonight, I take my place in the Hall of Fame, but the real honor is knowing I never walked alone. You walked with me. My story, it was your story. So when they ask you where the greatness come from, tell them it starts in the dirt. It starts in the dark. It starts with a whisper that says, I will not be denied. Thank you. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for walking with me. We're in the hall now, champ, and we just getting started. When in doubt, stay mellow. Peace.